तो इनफैक्ट लेट अस टॉक अबाउट माइंड फर्स्ट. माइंड जो है, व्हाट इज माइंड?
Abstract thing.
But exactly if you have to give some definition.
It's a bunch of thought, it's a metaphor.
But suppose I have to talk about, there is something called brain and there is mind. So what is the connection?
So connection will be, this is the software. And
That's hardware. So it is said that mind is brain in action.
Yes.
The simplistic
Brain
terms.
language.
Brain. So when the brain starts operating, starts thinking, and then that is called mind. If the brain is just idle, the mind is idle. So it is not thinking.
Like in sleep.
Huh?
Like in sleep.
Like in sleep. In sleep also brain is actually, the things are going on.
नहीं, मेरा कहने का मतलब ये है. It is just recovery stage.
No, no. Sleep, my mind is working.
Mind is working. I'm not saying not working.
See now about first thing is about time. Like our friend is coming here. Like he came before time today. So time is something which you will not find anywhere. What I'm going to say now. In the movie Raz, before the movie started, Vikram Bhatt gave a voice over and he said कि अगर आप भगवान को मानते हो तो आपको शैतान को मानना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि in this world there is nobody who is stand alone. There is always somebody who is counterpart. Opposite है, black white this one. So भगवान है तो शैतान भी है. So he started the movie with the premise that there is bhoot, there is that power which is negative power, which is opposing God, and then the movie became hit because basically he created that mindset that you have to listen, you have to watch this movie with the thought process that there is something called some negative. Now in Hindu mythology, how many gods we have?
33 crores.
33 crores.
Every human being is a god.
That is just, but Hindu mythology say 33 crores. 33 crore gods are there. So what happens is, like, suppose somebody goes to Ganpati and says, I want XYZ. Ganpati says, okay, let me give you. And the moment Ganpati is thinking, how should I give it to him? Immediately he goes to Shankar Bhagwan. Ganpati thinks, okay, मेरे बाप के पास गया, तो let him do that. Why should I go and bother? So he doesn't go. He goes to Shankar. Shankar says, let me do it. He goes to Sai Baba. So Shankar says, okay, he has gone to Sai Baba. Why should I bother? Let Sai Baba do it. And in turn, nobody does it. So on a lighter note, we have to have actually one God, and that is Mother. Mother is the biggest God. You can have as many gods you want. The biggest and most effective God is Mother. So coming back to time, we have 33 crore gods, and all these gods can only help you. In Hindu mythology, they say it can only help you. God is like mother. God cannot harm you. God is love. God is something which is positive. It cannot be negative. तो ये बताते ना कि आप ये नहीं करोगे तो भगवान भड़क जाएगा वगैरह. That is man's characteristics. A human being can get angry and upset and frustrated. God cannot get all those emotions. लेकिन people consider God like themselves. God is not somebody who will get upset with all this nonsense. He will always be happy. So now, but there is one God which is God who can love you and who can hate you also. And that God is this watch. So that is watch. So watch is a God which if this God blesses you, you will go places. And if this God goes against you, you will be in gutter. And there are many examples. So people who have taken time lightly, अगर आप वक्त को बर्बाद करोगे, वक्त आपको बर्बाद करेगा. And I have seen cases, not like people like him, they are extremely good, talented people. They have gone because they don't know what has hit them. So in my sessions I tell everybody that even if you respect this watch, घड़ी. Now what is that? You know, in the morning you say I will get up at 7 o'clock, and 7 o'clock को आप snooze दबाते हो, gone. आपका बुरा टाइम चालू हो गया. Because never take पंगा with घड़ी. नेवर टेक पंगा विद घड़ी. और घड़ी के साथ आप अच्छा हो. घड़ी की सुइयां हैं, घड़ी के कांटे हैं, और घड़ी आपको अगर घड़ी की आप इज्जत करेंगे ना, आप किधर का किधर चला जाएगा. एंड इफ यू टेक अक्षय कुमार, पीपल से अमिताभ बच्चन गेव 13 फ्लॉप्स, अक्षय कुमार गेव 26 फ्लॉप्स, बट ही ऑलवेज रिस्पेक्टेड वॉच. आज भी उसका JW मेरिट में फंक्शन है 6 बजे, उसका फ्लाइट लैंड होगा 5 बजे. वो देखता है मुझे लेट हो जाएगा बिकॉज इन ट्रैफिक. ही विल कॉल हिज होम एंड से बाइक भेजो, तो उसका आदमी बाइक लेके आएगा, हेलमेट, फिर वो हेलमेट पहनेगा और बाइक पे जाएगा वो. बट ही विल 6 is 6. It cannot be 6-1. That is what Akshay Kumar is. But people like Rajesh Khanna, extremely good actor, and people loved him. The kind of frenzy he must have, you must have, all these पुराने चावल्स. हम लोग को मालूम है राजेश खन्ना क्या था. मुझे याद है अभी भी डायना थिएटर पे मैं आया था देखने छैला बाबू. And frenzy, मतलब people were crazy for Rajesh Khanna. The kind of stardom Rajesh Khanna has seen, these new generation, they cannot even imagine. Nor Amitabh, nor Dilip Kumar, nobody saw that kind of गर्ल्स राइटिंग लेटर इन ब्लड.
Yes.
उसके कार पे ब्लड पे आई लव यू लिख रहा है, लड़कियां, नॉट इवन बॉयज, नो, गर्ल टेकिंग आउट द ब्लड, इतना प्यार, पागलपन. और दैट पर्सन ही टुक स्टार्टेड टेकिंग वॉच लाइटली. 1969 आराधना came, he became superstar. 70, 71, 72, 73, khalas. Zanjeer came and that's all, finished. And then he never recovered. Other example is Govinda, such a huge star. In 98, the movie came Bade Miyan Chote Miyan. In Times of India, the article was there that you will get the Govinda. There are 4 Govindas and 1 Amitabh, something like that. That kind of enjoyment Govinda will give you. And in that article, they had written Govinda is the new superstar. Amitabh is fading and he is rising. And today Amitabh is still there. Badla movie did 100 crore plus. Amitabh is a hero at the age of 77. And Govinda is sitting at home doing nothing. उसके पिक्चर क्या, extremely talented. मतलब he can give tough fight to Amitabh Bachchan in maybe 1 step ahead of Amitabh. A versatile actor. He can do comedy, he can do tragedy, he can do anything. And he's gone, finished. He's Jogeshwari branch of LIC has taken loan against his property, LIC policy. Because these guys have huge expenses, no? The bungalow in Juhu to maintain that. अब सोच ना इलेक्ट्रिक का भाड़ा कितना हो, अंबानी का इलेक्ट्रिक का बिल 72 lakhs आता है महीने का, 72 lakhs. दैट काइंड ऑफ पैसा है तो खर्चा भी है, बिना बड़ा घर रखेगा तो पैसा तो होगा खर्चा, तो दैट काइंड ऑफ एक्सपेंसेस कैसा मेंटेन करेगा. लेकिन ही अब इसके बच्चे का पिक्चर भी पता नहीं कभी आएगा, उसका भी रंगीला रतन या कुछ आया, राजा रंगीला, वो भी फ्लॉप हो गया. बिकॉज दे टुक घड़ी लाइटली. इवन शत्रुघ्न सिन्हा, ही नेवर रिस्पेक्टेड टाइम. एक्सट्रीमली टैलेंटेड, ही विल कम एट 4 o'clock, 5 बजे तक शूटिंग खत्म कर देगा. संजीव कुमार के सारे भाई राम, लक्ष्मण, भरत एंड शत्रुघ्न, all 3 except शत्रुघ्न, they are doctors, very intelligent people, and he is also extremely smart. He memorizes things very fast, so he will look at the script and then he will say okay ho gaya, and he will then verbatim will talk. But he took gadi. Today he is in BJP, he is treated like nobody. Today he wants to quit BJP and go join Congress. Why Modi didn't take him as a serious person? Because time 9 बजे बोलेगा, 9:30 बजे आएगा, Modi will throw you out. There is no chance he will be there. तो खलास, इतना अच्छा आदमी, मतलब इतना talented आदमी, has gone.
Modi is punctual.
Very punctual. He will go 15 minutes before. मोदी बोल दिया खलास हो गया. मोदी का भी I have read 3 biographies. I would say corporate world should read him. One thing which I have learned from Modi's books is he is very fast implementer, very fast. He will not take a single minute to take a decision. At the same time, he will take everybody's opinion. Like suppose Uri strike, he will call all of the people who are mastering that and he will say, what do you think? And he will just listen. He will not interrupt. He will listen. You please say what you want to say. You say. Everybody will say and then he will think. Now we are going to do this. Okay? Okay. This is my decision. After taking inputs from you, I have taken a decision. So he has that kind of decision taking ability, but he will not, people call him dictator. That is nonsense. He will listen to everybody who is concerned and then he will apply his mind and take a right decision. Right for the country, not for you. So people are angry with him because now today people are fighting against him. Nobody has an agenda. Agenda क्या है? मोदी को हराना है. क्या मतलब है? Because he is trying to get India up and people don't, because उनका सबका वाट लगा है ना. That is out. So my request is, time is first thing, because all our now stress comes when we start taking time lightly. Because when you take time lightly, things start going haywire and then the stress comes. Let us understand what is stress. Stress
Not necessarily tension.
नहीं, अगर आपको 9 बजे पहुंचना है,
Hey, this is one of the reasons. But
one of the reasons, yes, one of the reasons. See, when you, what I am saying is this, I am talking spiritually, when you start disrespecting time, things start going haywire. Other things also.
Main reason.
And then what happens is, what is stress? Let us face it. Because when you want to solve any problem, you should know what is the problem. So what is stress?
tension.
So that is again an offshoot of stress. Since stress is there, you are getting tension. Again, why it comes stress in the first place?
Body not coming out of.
It's actually driving force.
Yeah, but why people go through
Up to a
stress?
certain limit.
Why people go through stress?
But,
Comfortable.
Because of many a time procrastination.
sir, but there are many people.
That is also procrastination is the biggest
Many
reason.
people who say, hey, without stress, the world would not have advanced. Because the world is constantly changing.
Yeah.
So some little amount of stress is there. And ये mobile market में आया, दूसरा mobile something better. So between that period, somebody must have had stress.
Yes, yes. Stress again, if you see,
There's got good stress and bad stress.
good and bad stress.
I feel that when you decide something and if it's implemented well with a timely manner, you won't get so
Perfect. If a definition, if you ask me, the gap between expectation and achievement. Gap between expectation and achievement. Basic, simple funda. The moment a gap is there, you get frustrated, and then the stress comes.
And then the stress of children, education, and marriage, and this and what.
See, again, why we are expecting? Again, we are expecting something. Na? You are expecting your child to be a doctor, and he wants to be a singer. Then the stress happens. Then we are trying to force things. So things are not happening. We get stress. So stress.
Who's the famous actor whose father is a doctor? Girish? Famous actor whose father is a doctor. I forget.
There are so many people. Like even so many engineers. Ram Gopal Verma is an engineer. Nagarjuna is an engineer. Anil Kumble, engineer. But they went into something. Anyway, the stress is the gap between expectation and achievement. So one has to have. Now again, people will say, like you rightly said, there can be a good stress. So if you are expecting people who are successful, they expect a lot from themselves. But stress will come when you are focusing on output. When you are focusing on the journey, stress will not come. So if I say,
What is U-stress? E-U-S.
That is a good stress.
yeah, it is. In fact, you are right. What happens is, if I have to tell you, in business, this is the performance and this is the stress. So you increase the stress, the performance goes up. This is performance. This is good stress, and this is stress. I am increasing the stress, and the performance is going up. So I increase the stress, performance is going up, and there is a point. Then it breaks. Then that is distress. Performance goes down. Sorry, this is stress and this is performance. Sorry, this is stress. So I am increasing the stress, but the performance is actually going down.
So
Are you getting me?
That first part is eustress.
That point is eustress. So that particular point is very important. And as a good manager or good leader knows what is that break-even point. I cannot push it beyond that. So if you cross that line, then it will work against you.
The person has to balance it out.
Balance.
Yeah, it's a balance it out. Now Warren Buffett said something very good. He said, I see three things when I employ a person: integrity, energy, and passion. So I want these three things when I employ somebody. And he said very good thing. He said, if the first thing is not there, integrity is not there, he will actually harm you, because his energy and passion will work against you, because he is very smart, he is passionate, and he will make sure that you are born to gutters. But so he said, I look at integrity first, rest of things later. So integrity is not there, I don't want him, because he is going to sabotage the company. Okay, so here how it is the stress, and like it is said, good loan and bad loan, good date, bad date. So you take a loan and you buy some house, and that is also appreciating, and you are getting rent also. So your EMI is taken care of by the rent, something that is a good debt. But you have taken a debt for, say, buying a car or some show off things, so that is a bad debt. So if that asset is generating income for you and appreciating in value, that is a good debt. Likewise, stress also is something. If you are taking a stress for becoming better, and you are focused on becoming better and trying to help humanity, then the stress doesn't come. Then your focus is on helping people. The moment you start focusing on your own self, stress multiplies.
But sir, after fashion of going, saying I am in stress.
That is again a passion, and your word will become your word. WORD is equal to WORLD. So in fact, they should say I am happy and I am cool, I am relaxed. Even though they are in stress, then they will become normal. Okay, so now
Subconscious mind works.
it starts working. See now, please understand what I have been studying is the medicinal science is therefore maybe 2%, because 98% diseases are because of stress, and stress doesn't have any solution. Only mind can take care of that. That is why I have written mind as a tool. If you can control your mind and take care, use the mind as a tool, you can take the stress down or maybe eliminate it, and you will be healthy. Okay. So what I want to discuss today, very important point is, now when I am saying disease doesn't have to be only physical ailment. Disease is lack of money also. Disease is you not performing well in your work.
Not at ease.
Huh?
Not at ease.
Not at ease. Dis-ease. So disease can be physical, mental, financial, relationship wise. You are not getting along with your wife, you are getting along more with somebody else's wife. That is also a disease, maybe in a longer term. But whatever it is, all those things are diseases. It is not only physical ailment, and all those things will create stress, and the mind has to control that. So I am going to talk to you about 4 things which people in there are cases who recovered from terminal illnesses. So there were, now that was physical illness, physical terminal illness, but that can be applied to any walk of your life. So now those people were interviewed and they were talked to, and then there was a journal which came that these are the 4 things which these guys did. That is why they came back from nowhere to now here. They've actually they have forgotten about the disease and they are okay now. Okay, so those 4 things let us discuss, and that I am telling you, this you take it in a bigger perspective, not only for health. If somebody is feeling that he is not having enough money, he is struggling, his salary is 1 lakh and he is spending 1.5 lakhs, he is full of loans. Like yesterday paper had, in the newspaper it came that 20% people have loans, 23% people have this, that. Financial stress is a major issue, because the moment you when your income is not able to match the expenses, there is something called Parkinson law. Parkinson law in finance is your expenses will match your income. Your expenses will match your income.
Rise to meet your income.
It will go and touch your income. So again, that requires mind control. Suppose you have immediate, suppose our income doubles, we start throwing tantrums like we'll do this, we'll do that, we'll start immediately upgrading. If the person knows that I will be remaining here only and then that income can be taken care of for investment, that is a different issue. But the problem is that same thing happens with health also, health, wealth, whatever you are talking. So we'll talk about these 4 points which are basically for health, but they can be applied to any problem of the life. And zindagi mein health is not the only problem, there can be other problems, but health is a basic. और health ही खराब है तो आदमी को कोई मजा नहीं आएगा. मतलब you are sitting in Switzerland and enjoying and your tooth is paining, you are gone. You cannot enjoy. So you have lakhs of crores of rupees, but one tooth can spoil your. So health is the most important. ऐसा बोलते हैं कि कभी-कभी अखरोट तब मिलता है जब दांत टूट जाते हैं. अब दांत नहीं तो अखरोट आएगा तो फायदा नहीं. तो when you enjoyment is, जैसे प्रणव के एज में आदमी को सब कुछ मिले और एंजॉय करे, ऐसा नहीं कि बाद में मिला तो क्या फायदा. इसके लिए मैं प्रणव को बोलता हूँ he should come before and then he can enjoy. Okay. So the first thing is these people, what they thought, how they thought, and that is how they could recover themselves from that illness. Disease से ease हो गया वो लोग. The first thing was they believed that there is some higher power which is controlling everybody, everything on the planet. There is a higher power which we call God or universe or whatever. लेकिन वो higher power है. And that is visible everywhere. So we eat the food, we can only eat. Digestion is done by God. What happens inside we just don't know. उसमें से न्यूट्रिएंट्स कैसे निकाला जाता है, प्रोटीन्स कैसे निकाला, कैसे वो खराब चीज निकल जाती है, ऑल दैट. इट इज एक्चुअली वंडरफुल थिंग विच नोबडी नोज. इनसाइड जाके देखा तो इवन डॉक्टर्स डोंट नो एग्जैक्टली व्हाट इज हैपनिंग, बिकॉज डॉक्टर कैन डू ओनली ड्रेसिंग, ही कैन नॉट डू हीलिंग. So if I cut somebody's hand, he can come and put the dressing. He cannot say कि मैं ठीक कर देता हूँ. He cannot do. He can pay in crores.
That's the reason many of the doctors write in their I treat, he heals.
I treat, he heals. Right. So that is how it is. Scientific लिखा है ना. So that is a God only takes. हम लोग बोलते हैं, डॉक्टर बोलते हैं अभी कुछ अपने हाथ में नहीं, अभी अल्लाह मालिक, भगवान के हाथ में. We cannot do. हमने अपना कर दिया, अभी भगवान पे छोड़ो. फिर हिंदी पिक्चर में वो क्या करते हैं, साईं बाबा के मंदिर में बैठते हैं. फिर वहाँ से हमारे को एंथनी में मालूम है, उसके यहाँ से साईं बाबा के आंखों से 2 दिया निकलता है और निरूपा राय के आंखों में जाता है. शी स्टार्ट सीइंग, उसका आंखें यार मैं देख सकती हूँ. अरे बेटा मतलब. और मनमोहन देसाई का जो ऑडेसिटी था, he made people believe, people were used to clap. और क्या बात है, मतलब it takes guts also. अभी बच्चा पैदा हुआ है, उसको लिया और उसके छाती पे लिखा चाकू से मर्द. चाकू से अभी बच्चा पैदा हुआ है, चाकू इतना उसका साइज है, एंड इज राइटिंग मर्द, एंड बच्चा हंस रहा है, और हंस रहा है तो इना ना अमिताभ बच्चन. मर्द, मर्द को दर्द नहीं होता, पिक्चर आ गया. मर्द को दर्द नहीं होता, पिक्चर आ गया. मर्द को दर्द नहीं होता, मर्द को जुकाम होता है, पब्लिक तालीम. और मर्द को दर्द नहीं होता, कौन हीरो है उसमें? मर्द को दर्द नहीं हो, अभी नई पिक्चर आई, हीरो कौन है? भाग्यश्री का बेटा. भाग्यश्री का बेटा है, भाग्यश्री है ना अपनी मैंने प्यार किया वाली, उसका बेटा. पिक्चर अच्छे हो, लेकिन देख लो ये पहले तो केसरी देखो, उसमें बहुत सही है. तो ये दीज पीपल बिलीव्ड कि देयर इज सम हायर पावर which is controlling everything. Like our heart pumps 2 gallons of blood every minute. 2 gallons of blood every minute. 100 gallons of blood every hour. We have blood vessels, length is 1 lakh kilometer. That is kind of blood vessels are there inside the body. And things are going so smoothly, we just don't know what is happening. The problem with human beings is we believe in only what our five senses can see. Our five senses are the they are giving information to brain. That's all. Our eyes don't see, our brain sees. Okay, so eyes are just passing the information to brain, and the brain sees what is happening. Same thing, I touch it, the brain actually understanding this is something. So we are so much hooked on to these five senses. So seeing, hearing, touching, smelling and tasting. These are five senses. These are just postponed for brain. But whenever something goes beyond these five senses, we don't understand it. And if you see, these guys believe that there is something called that sixth sense, which normal people call nonsense. But they believe there is something called sixth sense. There is some sense which I don't understand what it is. Now see, we are alive because of oxygen. Nobody has seen that. Nobody can see air. No, that is how, like God is the murti to hum log ne banaya hai. Nobody has seen God. In fact, you and all of us, they are God's creation. And statue is the man's creation. So if I fight with him and go into the mandir and do puja, आप करो उसका, लेकिन ये आदमी को, हर एक आदमी को इज्जत देना चाहिए, because you are God's creation. Every human being is a God's creation, and statue is a man's creation. उसको हम लोग ज़्यादा इज्जत देते हैं man से ज़्यादा. सही है ना? So first these people believed that there is something. See, now again I am saying, if you have पैसे का problem, if somebody is, most of the people are struggling with money, 100 रुपया कमाते हैं, 150 रुपया खर्चा होता है. So they have to believe that there is some higher power which is abundant. There is abundance in that. Then why it is happening like this? Why I am not getting enough money? So that I will come to the next part, that is thought and feelings. So these अभी पहला आपको समझ में आ गया ना? The first thing is they believe that there is somebody.
Always somebody.
जैसे आपने CCTV का ऐड देखा होगा, CP Plus का, ऊपर वाला देख रहा है, ऊपर वाला सब देख रहा है. So that ad से ऊपर वाला सब देख रहा है. वो उन्होंने क्या किया, CP Plus बहुत ऊपर चला गया CCTV में, क्योंकि उन्होंने अपने आप को भगवान बना दिया. तो जनरली हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं, ऊपर वाला सब देख रहा है, देख तू मेरे से बुरा कर रहा है, ऊपर वाला सब देख रहा है. नाउ दे पुट CP Plus इन द ऊपर वाला. सो पब्लिक को यार इसको भगवान हो गया, इसको लेना पड़ेगा. तो CP Plus इज द बिगेस्ट ब्रांड टुडे ऑफ CCTV. सी द ब्रांडिंग, बराबर ना? ये एडवर्टाइजमेंट में आप घुसोगे ना तो क्या करता है, ऐसा टच करते हैं आपको, किधर ना कहीं इमोशनली कनेक्ट करता है. हमारा बजाज. सो देवे से पीपल से हमारा बजाज, तो गाना इतना हिट हुआ, सब लोग बोल रहे हैं हमारा बजाज. दूसरा केस आप देखोगे, प्रोडक्ट नॉट सो गुड, प्रोडक्ट डाइड बट द एड इज स्टिल देयर, पीपल आर यूजिंग दैट. ओनर्स एनवी, ओनर्स प्राइड, neighbors envy, Onida is not there, but the ad was so good, and that time it was aspirational to have TV. That time, now everybody has TV in the bathroom also. In all the room people have TV, but that time TV होना, हम लोग दूसरे घर पे जाके TV देखते थे. If you remember, TV इसके घर पे मतलब ये कोई बड़ी हस्ती है कि नहीं? तो वो टाइम पे उन्होंने क्या किया, ओनर्स प्राइड एंड नेबर्स एनवी, तो वो उन्होंने वो टैप किया और ओनिडा became. Today they are no more, because you should have a good product also along with a good ad. So the first thing which they believed was there is some higher power which is controlling everything. So ज़्यादा जैसे क्या हुआ, हम लोग दो ट्विंस थे पेट में, and they were discussing amongst each other. 6 महीना, 7 महीना, 8 महीना, 9 महीना, and they were saying यार क्या होगा पता नहीं, बाहर तो जाना पड़ेगा, ऐसा मैंने सुना है जाते बार. ये इधर तो मस्त में आराम से बैठे, कोई टेंशन नहीं है, खाना आ रहा है, सब बाहर क्या होगा मालूम नहीं. और फिर दे केम आउट. एंड जैसा ही शायद अपना है, हम लोग अभी मौत को डर रहा है. वी नेवर नो व्हाट इज देयर. शायद मौत इज बेटर देन दिस. सो एक्चुअली व्हाट हैपेंड, द चाइल्ड वाज देयर इनसाइड द टमी ऑफ द मदर, एंड ही वाज हैप्पी, एंड गॉड वाज टेकिंग कंट्रोल. ही केम आउट, एंड देन ही सेड, गॉड थैंक यू फॉर मेंटेनिंग मी फॉर 9 months, नाउ आई विल टेक ओवर. एंड देन होल थिंग, द प्रॉब्लम स्टार्टेड. हिज बिलीफ इन गॉड स्टॉप्ड देयर. नाउ मंदिर में जाना मतलब गॉड का बिलीफ. अगर आपको गॉड पे बिलीफ है तो आपको कभी ऐसा लगेगा नहीं कि आपको उसको स्कैरसिटी है, आपको स्ट्रेस आएगा नहीं. इफ यू बिलीव इन हिम, यू नो एवरीथिंग इज इन अबंडेंस. डू वी स्ट्रेस अबाउट वेयर द ऑक्सीजन विल कम फ्रॉम? दैट मे बी द केस टुमारो, बट टुडे वी नो वी आर टेकिंग, यू नो, इट इज अ गिवन दैट देयर विल बी ऑक्सीजन, वी आर गोइंग टू ब्रीथ. बट मनी वी थिंक लाइक दैट, वेयर द मनी विल कम फ्रॉम, हाउ आई एम गोइंग टू गिव द EMI, व्हाई? Because that is a thought process. That is why stress gets created. So pehla thing is very important, that person believe that there is something, there is some power which you call whatever, and that power is there which will take care of everything. You are breathing, you are not consciously breathing. We go to sleep, we are breathing. Who is doing that? So we have to accept that there is somebody, the person who is making you breathe, he will keep you healthy also, but just trust him. My only request to the people who are watching this video and all of you is, start trusting more on God than doctors. All your problems will be sorted out. We trust more on doctors than God. And doctors also trust God, but we go through him. Doctors. So that trust is very, very dangerous, because whatever he says, we are going to listen. There are people who told doctor that you go to hell, I am going to recover myself, and they have done that. Because everybody is going finally to God only. What is medicine? Finally it is that. Okay. So that is first. The other one is thought and feeling. Now this is a bit complicated, so please understand what I want to say. Now whenever, let us take a case of money. So whenever we think of money, and if the person thinks of scarcity, when he thinks of money, he feels, "Arey, kahan hai paisa?" So when we say thought, what is thought? Thought means in the brain there is a circuit which gets created. For example, this is a circuit which gets created. So whenever we are thinking of scarcity of money, this circuit will get created. So whenever we go anywhere, we are again and again and again and thinking. So this circuit becomes very, very strong. Very strong circuit becomes, because we are thinking like this. Whenever we think, the cells get lighten up, and again and again and again and again they light up, and that becomes very strong. So when you go and attend a seminar and he says, "No, there is abundance of money, there is a lot of money in that," then that new circuit also comes, and this circuit is, there is abundance of money. Maybe the other circuit we will say. Now this circuit is abundance, and that black wala is scarcity, for example. No, ये हमने इतनी बार सोचा है, इट हैज बिकम स्ट्रॉन्ग, वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग. ये शायद एक ही बार सेमिनार में गए तो एक ही बार वो सर्किट तैयार हो गया. सो व्हेनेवर नो व्हाट इज थॉट. थॉट मींस आवर ब्रेन सेल्स गेट, they light up in particular sequence, particular pattern. They light up in a particular pattern. So when you are saying I have a lot of money, this is a pattern. When you are saying I don't have much money, this is a pattern. So what happens is, whenever you are thinking, when these cells light up, there is some chemical which comes out, that is feeling. When that chemical touches us, we say I am feeling this way. So now here we are feeling how about money? Low. That's scarcity. I don't have money. Here the feeling will be I don't have money. Okay. Now because of this, there is a feeling which is lack. Now this feeling of lack of money through central nervous system again goes to the brain, because brain is the CEO. Everything is going back to brain. So this feeling again goes back to brain, and that circuit again gets strong. Again it comes here, lack, again it goes back strong, again it comes, and this cycle is there, continuous cycle is happening. So you are thinking and feeling, thinking and feeling, thinking and feeling. This is a cycle. Now it is a vicious circle, that you are thinking in such a way and you are feeling in such a way. Now you are thinking in scarcity, feeling scarcity, it is going again and again and again and again and again, and this has become so strong that these particular circuits have lit up so many times, they have become very strong. In your brain they have become very strong. Now you go and say, you listen to you read some book and say there is abundance. So this circuit comes up. Now I said, because of the circuit what comes out? सर्किट लगने के बाद क्या निकलता है बाहर? They are called neurotransmitters. That is chemical. So in layman's terms, there is a chemical which comes out. Because of this chemical, our body feels lack of money. Now this is a different circuit. There will be new chemical. Are you getting me? Now a new chemical will come here. Now body will feel what? Abundance. They have a lot of money. Body will feel I have a lot of money. Okay. Now body will give us again signal back to brain through central nervous system, and that signal is what? Lack or abundance? Abundance. But again when it comes to brain feels this is very strong signal. These have been lighting very frequently. This is hardly there. So brain this kind, ये circuit को बंद करके it will again light this up, because brain is used to putting this on. Our brain will again light this up. Now then what the chemical will show you? Lack. Now again this thing goes back. Now the lack, and again now we become comfortable here. That is why we say that if you want to be successful, you have to go out of your comfort zone. Now this new signal is out of the comfort zone. So maintaining this new signal takes you going out of comfort zone again and again and again. If you go to out of comfort zone again, this will become stronger. This will be lighter. Then you will be abundance. Hope I have explained you in a nice way. You understood. The issue is this cycle of thinking and feeling is very vicious. So we are thinking in particular way, and now these circuits, I said a lack of money circuit is created when we were children. So success is defined with 3-4 things like money, whether you have enough money, how is your career, how is your health, and how are your relationships. That is success. These 4 things. Okay, so now let us take case of money. So when you talk about money, so when you are children, when you are a very small child and you listen to your mother and father talking, and they were talking lakh, and the mother said कि I want to buy this, father said अरे मेरा सैलरी खत्म हो गया, कहाँ से लाऊंगा, तो बहुत एक्सपेंसिव, आप औकात नहीं है, कहाँ से लाएंगे, क्यों ऐसा सोच रही हो, मत लो वो. Now बच्चा is thinking the circuit which gets lit up is scarcity. और जब भी वो पैसे के बारे में कुछ नया चीज खरीदने को जाता है, सर्किट लाइट अप होता है. इतनी बार लाइट अप हुआ है that circuit has become very strong. Now that is the problem. So breaking this is, now this is the concept of thought and feeling, thinking and feeling, and this cycle of thinking and feeling is called being. That is how you are human being. You are a human being with this cycle. The way you think and feel and act is, you know what is personality? Personality is personal reality. Your personal reality is based on how you think, how you feel and how you act. Are you getting me? समझ रहे हैं ना? So thinking, feeling, and based on that we act. If you think scarcity, we feel scarcity, we'll act scarce. और we'll say अरे नहीं करूँगा, इतना बड़ा हाथ कहाँ डालूंगा, कहाँ से होगा, मुझे नहीं करेगा. So one thing I would like to give you one, I would say homework. If you want to change, for example, money thing, whatever, when your mind saying don't do it, do it. Because that is thinking from old paradigm. It is thinking of old circuit. The old circuit is saying you don't do it. That is poor circuit. Break it. So, करना है, उसको ही करने का. समझो आपको लगा यार ये तो बहुत महंगा है, अभी आप गाड़ी लेने के 10 लाख का गाड़ी है, 15 लाख का गाड़ी है, आपका माइंड बोलेगा 10 लाख का लेना, ये मैं तुमको ऊपर पड़ेगा, नहीं मैं 15 का लूंगा, जो होगा देखा जाएगा. तोड़ दो. You have to go out of that circuit and you kill that circuit, and everything is possible. Money comes. Money is what oxygen like. It will come from somewhere. But when you go and buy something worth 15 lakhs, you have gone to uncomfortable. Now new circuit has lit up. And new circuit says 15 लाख कहाँ से लाऊं, वो वापस पुराने सर्किट पे लेके जाएगा, लेकिन आपको वापस उसको लाने का, तू लाएगा 15 लाख तेरा आराम से हो जाएगा, EMI तो भर सकता है. Then the new circuit will get lit up and then the money will come.
In fact, the old circuit has been lit up so many times that even if it's not lit, we feel that.
Absolutely, it is right. Absolutely right.
So somewhere
100%.
you have to change that and light the other one.
You cannot change that. You can have intensity of this more. This should be brighter than this. This will, it cannot go. It is done. It is done. Now suppose this is 100 watts. It is done. It is 100 watts only. You take it to 200 watts.
Because you give energy to it.
You know, you light it so many times that it will go. That is why I said you should have vision board at home. You keep vision board at home and put that photo whatever you want. You want Mercedes, put that photo. Morning you go and watch, look at that photo and feel. When you feel, that circuit changes to as if you have Mercedes. Now your scarcity circuit and this, in the morning your mind is fresh. We are not with that baggage of what cannot be done. So vision board अगर आपके घर पे नहीं लगा आपने, तो you are committing a crime against your own self. विजन बोर्ड बोलो, जो भी आपको चाहिए उसका फोटो बना के आप लगाओ, और व्हेन यू गेट अप लुक एट दैट फोटो इन द फर्स्ट थिंग इन द मॉर्निंग एंड फील करना चाहिए, बिकॉज योर बॉडी व्हेन इट फील्स इट विल गिव सिग्नल टू द ब्रेन, अ न्यू सर्किट विल गेट क्रिएटेड दैट विल अट्रैक्ट थिंग्स टू यू. Okay, see,
not necessarily Mercedes, some other thing.
Anything, I'll just give example, anything, as long as it is not harming somebody, ideally, because then our अंतरात्मा जो है अलाउ नहीं करती.
Your deep desire.
अभी पिक्चर आ रही है कलंक पिक्चर आ रही है, संजय दत्त एंड माधुरी फर्स्ट टाइम आफ्टर सोनी.
Very good in pictures.
कलंक, आई विल टेल यू, ट्रेलर में आई गॉट 2 more things in life. ट्रेलर में एक डायलॉग है, अगर किसी की बर्बादी पे आप खुश हो रहे हो तो आपके ऐसा बर्बाद कोई और है ही नहीं. क्या डायलॉग है, किसी बर्बादी पे आप खुश हो रहे हो तो आपके जैसे वैसे हम लोग को जो भी चाहिए जिंदगी में, वो किसी को बर्बाद करके नहीं चाहिए, किसी का लेके नहीं चाहिए, वो उसको वो अच्छा रहने दो, हम लोग का ज्यादा होना चाहिए. मतलब कोई बोला इसका मर्सिडीज है उसकी वाट लगे, नहीं मेरे पास 2 मर्सिडीज आना चाहिए, इसका उसका 4 तो मुझे 5 दो, भगवान को बोलना चाहिए. जिधर उसका हम लोग मारने के ना तो तकलीफ हो जाएगा. देन यू आर बीइंग बर्बाद करके कोई आबाद नहीं हुआ. और एक दूसरा डायलॉग उसमें 2 मिनट के ट्रेलर में 2 डायलॉग मुझे अच्छे मिले. दूसरा ये है, कुछ रिश्ते कर्ज की तरह होते हैं, निभाने नहीं चुकाने पड़ते हैं. कुछ रिश्ते कर्ज की तरह होते हैं, निभाने नहीं चुकाने पड़ते. क्या डायलॉग, क्या डायलॉग. मतलब कलंक देखना, अभी आएगा 5 अप्रैल को, ठीक है. तो ये हो गया थिंकिंग एंड फीलिंग का साइकिल, एंड दैट इज व्हाट बीइंग इज ऑल अबाउट. So now the second thing is they know this is what it is. These guys who had spontaneous remission. Spontaneous remission means coming out of kind of NDE, near death experience. The bodies were given up, like they came back again. So they knew this is what happens. Now today you have understood this. Now every time you think a new thought, your body will rebel. Because the feeling which goes to the body, neurotransmitters, your feeling which chemical which comes out, your body will say, I don't know this chemical. I don't want this chemical. Please understand, बहुत बड़ी बात बोल रहा हूँ. People don't want to be successful. They want to be comfortable. बहुत बड़ी pregnant statement है. आप सोचो एक दिन जाएगा सोचने में.
Selecting between comfort and success, people always select
Comfort.
Yes.
And comfort zone is failure zone. It cannot be success zone. What is comfort zone? Comfort zone, what you can do and what you cannot do is success. समझ रहे ना?
That in the morning when you press snooze, when you have to not, it's the comfort zone which.
Yeah, comfort zone pulls you back. Even body pulls you back. Say नहीं यार उठना.
और लेके
But yet there are some people in the divorce, if they say I have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, without alarm they'll get up.
they have captured that this
नहीं नहीं. In fact, if you wake up at 21 days 4 o'clock, your body will take care.
yeah.
I'm talking about outside way. Normally he gets up at 7 o'clock, but he has to catch a flight. So he just before sleeping.
That is possible. That is mind clock.
That is body clock.
Body clock or mind clock. Whatever. Okay. So now these people, the third thing is these guys knew that I have to break this cycle. This cycle I have to break. I have to think new thoughts. Now that person is poor. Now this poor person goes to hotel and he sees one cake costing 10 rupees, the other cake costing 15 rupees. What he will do? With this circuit, what he would have done? 10 rupee cake would have bought. Now he bought 15 rupees cake. Now when he bought 15 rupees cake, new circuit got lit up. And he was uncomfortable. अरे क्या कर रहा है 10 रुपए में है खा 5 रुपए ज्यादा क्यों दे रहा है रुक लेकिन नहीं मुझे यही खाना है ये सर्किट एक बार चला ये 500 बार जल चुका है ऐसा वो बार बार करेगा दिस सर्किट विल लिट अप फॉर से 501 टाइम्स दिस विल टेक ओवर नाउ दिस गाइज न्यू कि आई हैव टू ब्रेक दिस साइकिल आई हैव टू चेंज दिस ह्यूमन बीइंग टू सम डिफरेंट ह्यूमन बीइंग ओके सो इसका मतलब ये है कि इफ यू वांट टू बी सक्सेसफुल दैट पर्सन हु वांट्स टू बी सक्सेसफुल इज नॉट यू because the way you think is you. What is you?
Yeah.
Your thinking pattern is you. You are what your thoughts and feelings are. Thought and feeling is being. Thoughts and feeling is being. Now you're thinking in certain way, you're feeling in certain way, that is you. Now you want to be successful, that person, that Shirish will be thinking differently. That Shirish will be feeling differently. So you should know that, you should stop that. He should say, I will not think that way, I will not feel that way. When he does it consciously again and again and again and again, one day that will become new normal. Today it is abnormal, but that will become new normal after a few days. Then that Shirish, this Shirish is dead. The new Shirish has taken over. Every second we are losing 10 million cells. Every second we are creating 10 million cells. Actually the body totally gets replaced in 1 year, maximum 1 year. 98% of body gets recycled in 1 year. So we should have that thought कि ये लोग को मालूम था कि हमको change करना है and I have to consciously go out of my comfort zone. Out of my comfort zone is success zone and comfort zone is danger zone. ठीक है? So that is how it is. Now the fourth point is brain. So brain, the first part of the brain is the crowning glory is neocortex. So in fact in the schools they should teach this because the power which we have, like you have 1 lakh rupees in your pocket and आप भेलपुरी खा रहे हो 10 रुपए का because you don't know you have 1 lakh rupees. अपने पास 1 lakh rupees है मालूम ही नहीं. जैसे neocortex is the CEO of the brain and neocortex is 40% of the brain. That is why human being they are controlling the entire animal planet because और किसी animal का 40% brain neocortex नहीं है. And neocortex, what it does? Please understand. Neocortex will talk about possibilities, not problems. In the sense, when you, like suppose you want to change your life. Now suppose somebody is poor. He should close his eyes and think how it would be being rich. If I become rich, what I will do? How will I lead my life? He should go into that imagination mode. And then neocortex starts getting things towards him. If he just imagines things, ki this is how I will be leading my life. This is the flat which I will be buying. This is the farmhouse I will be buying. This is the Mercedes car which I will have. This is how my family will be. This imagination.
Great choices.
Choices. The neocortex can allow you to think like that. So neocortex should be used, not abused. So people think of problems, not possibilities. So neocortex को problem दोगे, he will make sure it comes to your life. So neocortex is something, some part of the brain which is actually CEO and which will get things towards you. So we have to use this neocortex for our own benefit and we have to think what we, not what we don't want, we have to think what we want. सो कल मैं देखा एक लड़के का टी शर्ट भी लिखा था आई डोंट रिग्रेट. It is a negative statement because when you say regret, your neocortex will catch up regret. It will make you regret for 100 things. Why should you write I don't regret? Don't again is a negative word. So you should put it in a positive way.
In fact, the brain cannot take negative.
Absolutely, it cannot understand.
Take
Only positive. You go to Google and say I hate hockey. All the sites of hockey will come. You have said I don't like hockey, but all hockey sites will come. Brain doesn't understand whether you want or don't want. It's whatever you are saying, that is what you want. So these are the 4 things which these people understood and they implemented. And my request to all of you is we can consciously change our lives, but we should be conscious about this. We should know there is a higher power. We should know the thought and feeling cycle. We should be able to break that. We should know that I can break this, and while breaking I will be uncomfortable, and I should go through that uncomfort phase to become comfortable, because whatever you are uncomfortable with today, subsequently you will be comfortable with that. But if you persist, if you resist what you don't want, it will never come. Generally we resist what we want. We generally don't want to go through this pain, and then we will always be there, and then we will say kya yaar kuch badalta nahi, life is there only.
And actually it is a universal law. Without resistance there is no movement.
They movement, absolutely.
Vehicle cannot move without resistance.
Right. So we have to have that kind of thought process that मुझे खींच के लाने का. Other thing is we have to know. Third thing is we have to break that, and I have to say this series is not that series. That person who is going to be having Mercedes is a different person. ये बहुत बड़ी बात बोल रहा हूँ, because with see personality means how you think, how you act, and how you feel. Suppose you are earning 1 lakh rupees a month. Your personality is 1 lakh rupees a month as far as money is concerned. Now you want to earn 10 lakh rupees a month. The person who is earning 10 lakhs he doesn't think like this person. He doesn't act like this person, and he doesn't feel like this person. And that is as simple as that. If you think and act and feel like 1 lakh worth, you will get 1 lakh. Simple है, कैसे बदलेगा वो? अगर मैं 91.1 पे जाऊँ तो वही गाना सुनने मिलेगा. I have to go to 92.7. If I want to listen to what 92.7 is giving, I have to tune to 92.7. But I am expecting to be tuning to 91.1 and expecting to be heard, that song to be heard by me. That is nonsense. So I have to say that the person who is earning 10 lakh rupees a month will have these characteristics. That person will think in such a way. He will act in such a way. He will feel in such a way. If I know this, colors. See, there are in our brain processes about 400 billion bits of information every second. 400 billion bits of information every second, and we are aware of only 2000. And what those 2000 are? Those related to our body, our environment, and time. बॉडी मत अभी मेरे को ठंडी लग रहा है, एनवायरमेंट आ या तो ठंडी अच्छा तो अच्छा है, मैं बॉडी ये मुझे लगा रही नहीं, हाथ नहीं डालूंगा, यहाँ कुछ प्रॉब्लम है. तो बॉडी, एनवायरमेंट एंड टाइम, एंड दैट्स ऑल. दैट इज ओनली 2000. हालांकि 400 बिलियन बिट्स ऑफ इन्फॉर्मेशन ब्रेन इज प्रोसेसिंग. वी आर अनअवेयर ऑफ दैट, टोटली अनअवेयर ऑफ दैट. सो व्हेन वी गो टू मेडिटेशन, यू विल बी टेकिंग योर माइंड ऑफ these things of 2000, and your mind will go slowly to those things, because all these 2000 things are your signals from the body. Basically your whatever you are signaling to brain, physical or 5 senses. So our 6th sense is much more than. So it is so simple thing, but what has happened is we don't believe that. Like how many people believe that morning you get up and you close your eyes and you run your day through कि ऐसा दिन में होगा. How many people believe ऐसा ही होगा? People will say I don't believe that. Maybe 50% होगा, 60% होगा, and that is biggest tragedy of human beings. They can actually think through the day. They can decide this is how my day will go. It will go the same way. But since we don't believe in that, we don't get it. And in fact, we believe that will be the maximum heart attacks happen on Monday morning. Because they believe today I am going to go to office and the boss will be like this and that work is there, that is pending. He will make on Monday morning heart attacks. That is what they call Monday morning blues. Because they think worst. मन चिंती थे वैरी ना चिंती. हम लोग अपने बारे में जितना बुरा सोचते हैं ना, उतना दुश्मन भी नहीं सोचते. Because we are used to thinking bad about our own selves. Because आप किसी माँ और बच्चे को देखो, it hurts me, it pains me. वो माँ अगर आप गार्डन में जाके खाली बैठो, देखो माँ बच्चे से क्या बात कर रही है. Extremely damaging negative things. उधर मत चढ़, गिर जाएगा. तेरे को समझ में नहीं आता है, इधर आ, वो देख क्या कर रहा है, वो कितना अच्छा चढ़ा है, तेरे को नहीं आता है. क्या है? कंटिन्यूस उसकी माइंड को ना काट काट के रखता है, bombard. And what you can't do, you are bad, you are, see, every child is born as a prince or princess and parents convert them to frog. 97% parents, not all, 97 parents convert them to frog by constantly telling them you cannot, you are, actually comes as superhuman being. Zamnan.
But nowadays children are so much stress. Even 1-year-old, 2-year-old child is under stress.
Children are not in the stress, we are putting them
Parents
The parents are putting it.
ए उनको स्ट्रेस उनको मालूम ही नहीं है.
Children are enjoying.
दो साल का बच्चा का इंटरव्यू
वही ना पेरेंट्स लगाते हैं पेरेंट्स
नहीं, पेरेंट बच्चों को क्या समझ में आता है, वो क्या उसको क्या कौन सा भी म्युनिसिपल स्कूल हो या डॉन बॉस्को, उसको तो सेम है ना. ही डजंट केयर.
Does anybody have a right to interview a child?
Again, that is a different issue. Why they are doing this, I don't know, because there are say 100 seats and they have to select. So they are putting some nonsense there. Otherwise, they don't have.
publicly they have this अरे हम लोग ने ये सेट पैरामीटर
My request is on this subject you watch Hindi medium.
हिंदी मीडियम.
Please watch this movie Hindi medium. बच्चा और एक क्लास, मतलब एजुकेशन सिस्टम पे उन्होंने जो अटैक किया है
अच्छा वो
इरफान खान का, and that Pakistani heroine is there. Hindi medium.
small kid, my friend, and people have kindergarten in convent. Doesn't know English. They ask whether to English पढ़ता है. So okay, we test. So they ask some test. What is this? He says it's something. It says box. This is this table. Then they showed a picture of cat. What is this? Meow. He said meow. Principal said, it's okay. The mother was worried. He will not be selected because this is not, the child is original.
सही है, ये original, perfect. Okay, so we'll you understood all these 4 points. 4 points. So please use this in your whatever areas of operations you have, areas of concern. You have concern of health, wealth, relationships, whatever. This can be because there is a higher power and our thinking and feeling pattern has to be broken. We are not what we want to be. The way we are thinking is different than the person who is thinking there, and we have to understand that there is something called neocortex, the brain part, which can actually get anything you want. Only thing we have to feed that it should be given as if it is done. Brain doesn't understand real or real. So if you think, it will think, because brain is always thinking of what has happened. And if you see, please understand what I want to say. Feelings and emotions come from past experience. Feeling and emotion, they always come from past experience. Now what happens is, brain is used to knowing that something happens and this man feels. Now you have to cheat the brain, you have to feel that this has happened. It has not happened, but this has happened. Now you have to feel as if you have Mercedes. So brain will think you have Mercedes, it will bring. बहुत बड़ी बात बोल दिया, आप समझे कि नहीं? वापस बोलूँ क्या? See, now suppose you want to buy a bungalow in Pedder Road. You don't have it now, but you have to feel as if you have bought it. So when you feel, brain feels and brain thinks that whatever he has, he feels. Feeling comes from past. That is what brain thinks. Brain thinks feeling comes from past. Now you are taking feeling from past or future. Future. समझ रहे हैं मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ? You are taking feeling from future. Nobody feels from future. People feel from past. बराबर? तो हमने क्या करना चाहिए? You have to think as if you have done it, and you have to feel. Your brain is dumb. You will say, "Arey, that must be in past, so I have to get it. It is already done." So he will create scenario which will help you get that particular thing. So you have to always feel as if you have got what you want, and the brain will give it to you. Okay? Thank you. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you.